So hey guys, it's Sheri Richerson, from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, SheriAnnRicherson.com, and biannualblogathonbash.com. And excuse me while I pick this up because I don't want all of my little crystals to end up on the floor. But anyway, I'll be doing the vlog tonight. Jeff is still at work. He has been there over 12 hours at this point, and I'm not sure what time he's coming home. I knew he was going to be really late tonight, and I had not expected this late. So I had waited to do the vlog, and then I looked at the time, and I realized that, wow, somebody needs to do this, and that would be me. And then I got my tripod out. And I got my light out that I always use. Got my new iPhone and realized that nothing fits. If you saw the contraption that I have going here, I have actually put together 3 different pieces of different tripods that I have to create a currently working tripod with a light that I can use to do this video with. Excuse me a moment. I knew that was coming on. I have been hard at work over on the blog, experimentalhomesteader.com, and if you haven't been there, you really, really should go over there and check things out. I put up a recipe today on grilling peaches, and I also put up that recipe for those little Santa candies that Jeff showed you guys yesterday. So that recipe is up. I'm still not real happy with how they turned out. Because, this is Blackie back here. Because, I guess I just got impatient. I wanted them to turn out a lot nicer than what they did. But it was my first time doing anything like this. So, you know, things happen. But anyway, I did a ultimate guide to emergency planning and preparedness on the blog today. I updated it is what I did. And I gave a little more information at the beginning, a little bit more of an intro for people that maybe don't really understand why they need to do this. You know, I explained that these situations that need an emergency plan can be anything from a natural disaster to a man-made catastrophe. Those of us who are preppers know this. Other people often think, well, nothing's ever going to happen, so, you know, why do I need this? Everybody needs one. You know, I talked about considering your location, and I know we've had a vlog on location before, but it really is very, very important because you could be trapped. Roads could be impassable. You know, there could be a barricade and the police not letting anybody through because of whatever the situation is. Your vehicle could get damaged, you know, in a wreck because, you know, it could get flooded, a tree could fall on it. So many different things could happen. So while you have a plan, obviously, if you're prepping of what you're going to do if you have to bug out, what if you can't get there? Do you have a place to stay close to home? Especially if your home was destroyed. Do you have friends or family, you know, a place within walking distance you can get to? Are you in good enough physical shape to walk to a safe place? You know, there's another problem because you're not just going to be walking. You're going to be carrying your emergency evacuation bag, or as some people call it, your bug out bag. So that's going to be extra weight. If you have small children, you are probably going to have to carry them because, let's face it, you might not have a stroller or a wagon or anything to put them in, so the next option is going to be carrying them. And if it's a flooding or something like that, you might not want them any place but in your arms. So you also need to make sure that everyone in your household, everyone in your family is familiar with your emergency preparedness plan, because if they don't know what's going on, the last minute is too late to tell them. You know, you need to have this in place, and you need to practice this, and you need to make sure that everyone understands what is going on. You also need to have some code words that you can text to people or get to people to let them know that you're okay. Because remember, it could be a grid down situation. The phone lines could be so jammed that there's no way you're going to get through. You know, do you have an alternative form of communication? Maybe a CB radio, maybe a walkie-talkie. I know they don't have a very long range, but still. Do you have something other than a landline or a cell phone, some other way to communicate with people? You might want to consider that. You also need to make sure that your emergency preparedness plan is very detailed. You know, maybe secure a laminated card inside of everybody's clothing. That way, if you get separated, the emergency personnel or whoever finds them is going to know who to contact. Maybe include your, you know, their allergies. Maybe include emergency phone numbers, not just friends and family, but like poison control or the police in your area, the hospital in your area, your doctor's information. You know, all of this stuff could be included on that little card that you would laminate and safety pin with a couple of different safety pins to your children's clothing and maybe even your clothing, because what if you're unconscious? You know, somebody may not know who you are, and if it's a bad situation, someone may have picked your pocket and taken your wallet or grabbed your purse. So the only way that they're going to be able to figure anything out is if they can find something on you to identify you. If it is a situation where everyone is in a panic and they're all scrambling for their lives, you know, you could easily lose sight of your family members, even your children, because people are going to be pushing and shoving, and they're not going to care who they knock out of the way. They're going to be thinking about themselves. So having this information with your loved one is going to help them get to a shelter and get in contact with you sooner rather than later, and that's going to make you feel really good. We did talk about the communication. Don't forget to pack your emergency evacuation kits. You know, you should have these packed all the time, at least a 72-hour kit. At least. And you need to have it by your front door. Have another one in your vehicle. You know, you need to have these where you can easily get to them, not buried under a bunch of stuff or packed way back in a corner of a closet where it's going to take some time and effort to get to it. It needs to be where you can grab it and go fast. You also need to consider your pets. Now, some pets, such as fish, you're not going to be able to take with you. Livestock, that's going to be a little bit difficult, but it's doable. You know, but dogs and cats, hamsters and rabbits, they may not be allowed in emergency evacuation shelters. But even if they are, you're going to need their shot records, you're going to need food, you're going to need water dishes for them. They should have their own emergency evacuation bag set up just for them. If you have livestock, I really encourage you to put some emergency supplies for them in your livestock trailer, because that's how you know you're going to be transporting them. You know, if you think you might be leaving on horseback because you've got horses, have something in the barn that you can grab and put on the horse, you know, part of the saddle, and go. Or maybe you won't even have time to put a saddle on your horse. You know, think about all of these things. And then at the bottom, I have links to armed shooter and riot tips, emergency planning and preparedness tips, evacuation or bug-out bag tips, food storage tips, hurricane emergency readiness tips, natural disaster emergency readiness tips, paracord tips, and winter storm survival tips. Now, some of these are going to be getting moved into their own pages pretty soon, but there will still be links on this page so that you can find this information, because it is really, really important. And I also have, for people who are willing to sign up for my email list, where you get a free homesteading e-course, I have a free emergency supplies checklist and a free winter storm survival checklist. Right at the top of this page, it's in blue text, and it just says, before you get started, be sure to click here to get your free emergency supplies checklist and your free winter storm survival checklist. Just click on that, the little pop-up will come up, and you will be able to sign up and get those free resources and get on our list and get that free homesteading e-course. So anyway, and I don't have this implemented yet, but I am implementing some different funnels and things inside of my email list where people who are subscribed are going to get some subscriber-only exclusive freebies. So that's coming, guys. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic night. I'll see you back tomorrow with another daily vlog.